He clearly had been foaming for a long time and no one did anything.
That is so scary, but oh my gosh.
I really hope he's okay.
Me too.
So I bet everyone's just dying to see the suffering hard work that I did to make this gown. But first, I need tea. You can't start anything without a good cup of tea. Because I'm an off-brand basic girl, I need to have my PSL tea. I just fill it with some water, and then I put just half a cup of milk, and then I put this delicious pumpkin spice creamer. And then I pop that into the microwave for I think like 30 seconds. So my favorite way to make pumpkin spice chai latte is to make it with pumpkin puree, but I'm a tad lazy and I need to get things done fast. This is the quickest way that I can make a pumpkin spice chai latte at home. Alright, so here are my pieces. Got everything separated and in different piles. I don't even remember what that pile is. Oh, okay, that's my muslin, which is going to go inside of these panels, like behind them. This is my cuff. I need to figure out what the heck that is. And then that is going to be our top tulle layer. I don't know what this is either. I haven't unwrapped it, but in time. Oh, and then this pile is my lining fabric. That's just empty stuff. And so I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put the outside together. So I'm going to pin this on my mannequin and then sew everything up. Hopefully this goes pretty fast and smooth. One can hope. So, it looks nice, right? Wrong. It's wrong. It's all freaking wrong. This is completely wrong. Forgot that this needs to be layered with this tulle. So the reason that this needs to be layered like onto the pieces and sewn individually is because if I just layer the tulle on top of this, it's going to show up on the seams. And what I mean is the tulle is going to make this, this black line right here where the pieces meet, and that's going to be from, the seam. So each individual piece is going to make all these black lines, and we don't want that. We want this to have a nice clean finish. So folks, if you guessed that I'm going to have to undo everything I just did, you'd be absolutely correct. Fun times. Fun times. All right, so this is my second attempt. I had to undo all of these pieces, every single piece, and then reattach it, but with the tulle. So as you can see, the tulle is on top of it now. All right, and now we get to start on, what is this, a third layer? First layer was tulle, second layer was the satin. And this layer is going to be the muslin, which is going to have our boning attached to it, which is going to have like the structure for the dress. Mia, I'm going to need that piece. Mia, can't you take a bath somewhere else? Why does it always have to be on my pieces? Move! God, now it's freaking full of hair. God dang it, Mia, you're not helping us go any faster. Okay, so I kind of ran into an issue. So I didn't plan for my satin to be a little bit too small. So I couldn't cut the center front into a whole piece. So I actually have to have a seam going right down the middle. But I think I will be able to camouflage that because this blends in pretty well next to each other. But I didn't consider the fact that just like what had happened up here, when I joined these black tulle layers, they're gonna, when they make a seam, they're gonna make a line like this, and it's gonna go straight down center front, which is gonna make it really obvious that, you know, there's a seam here down the center, and it's gonna look super tacky. The tulle is actually super huge, so it's wide enough to fit this piece, so I recut 2 more pieces and I recut them as one whole piece, so they'll be able to cover the front and you won't be able to see any seams down the center front. So hopefully that'll camouflage the red seam. And so I'm going to be taking these out and replacing them with a whole piece because it just happens to be freaking wide enough. Yay! I'm excited. That's going to look so much better. Don't you just love those moments when you're sewing and you think that you're doing a really good job and everything's going great, and then you realize you haven't sewed anything because your bobbin ran out of thread? Me too, guys. Me too. Pockets. It's a really simple pocket. It's just a little pouch that's attached to the dress, and then it's attached on the side seam, which is it's right there. I also put a nice strong cotton ribbon on the other side. That way it has something sturdy to hang on the waistband. I actually got this idea from oh my god, what is her name? Bernadette Banner. She makes like period clothing, and she does a lot of like historical stuff. I love her, by the way. I think we are going to be best friends if I ever meet her. But anyway, I decided to incorporate that little ribbon from the waistband because I think that just makes so much sense, because sometimes your pockets get a little heavy and you need, some strength in here. You don't want it just like tearing apart at the waist if you've got something heavy, Okay, so I was watching a video recently from Rachel Maxey, and she was trying to put gathers in like a skirt, I believe it was, and I was so sad. So I was like, I wish I could be there to help you put gathers in your skirt with the machine, because it's so much faster and it's so easy, and I can't speak through the computer. Like, I really wanted to help her make her dreams come true, and I couldn't, and I was very sad, but oh well. So here's our gown so far. I know it's super long. I put extra because I wasn't really sure how tall she was. Anyway, it looks really great. The only bad thing is I was going over this to make sure everything, was sewn correctly. So sadly, my little pocket right here is sewn on the wrong side. So the pocket goes this way instead of, this way. So I've got to undo this and then put it back this way. I don't know what I was thinking when I attached it that way. I don't know. I was just rushing and I just wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, so that's on the wrong side. Sleeve is here. I think I kind of want to make it puffier, but I'm not really sure how she feels about, it being too puffy. And this is all still, it's unfinished. This is just the shell. There's no lining. Lining is actually over there. So anyway, This is what it looks like so far. I'm waiting for her to come by so she can try it out, see what she thinks, see if we need to add more boning, less boning. So after she tried on the gown, we ended up going for a bigger sleeve. And to my surprise, she also lost weight. I had to actually get another form to fit her body because she had went down about 2 dress sizes. If I'm gone the way I'm gonna be. But I get there if I'm able, and I'll draw the walls on all I've ever been. If you want me to believe you for all the good it's done, I can stay for what we aim for. Be a lesson in our love, but it's also not so easy for all the good it did. Could we try to make it feel like all we say? We must be crazy for holding on, but there's nothing left to do but hold on. We must be crazy for holding on, but there's nothing left to do but hold on. Hold on. So look at the hem. The hem looks really, really good. The only thing I didn't like is that you can kind of see like the top of the felt, but I sandwiched it in between 2 layers of fabric, the outside satin and then a lining on the inside, and then I put another lining that was the actual dress lining, so that way I wouldn't have to hand stitch the top of it. It's just kind of free floating in there. Already know from what I see. Great, everything is officially pinned. So like for places like this, so you can see some of the dress popping out, I think I need to tack this top layer to my skirt layer because it tends to move and shift a lot because it's so big and round. So I think once I tack that, it'll lay a lot better. So I did try a couple of tests with some fabric glue, and like I thought was gonna happen, it failed. I'm telling you, I suck at gluing. I think that's my problem. So I ended up just hand sewing the whole thing together. I think it just looks a lot better. So I totally didn't get to film this. So because of time constraints and budget, it was going to cost a lot in labor to hand sew all of the applique onto the dress. So we actually just decided to use glue. And I'm just hand sewing a trim around the neckline, and I think it's pretty much finished. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. seeing this gown in person is like, it just takes your breath away because it looks so freaking cool. So I love how this turned out. My client loved it. I hope this was entertaining. I was so entertained. Oh my god, while I was editing this, I was just watching the entire time and I was like, dude, I'm like watching myself work. It's so weird. Anyway, yeah.